All right, what up, y'all? Welcome back to the Investment League podcast. If you're unfamiliar with this movement, we are offering investing and money saving tips every single day to get ahead in life, to get you motivated and get you ready on the right track to success, which includes financial stability and the ability to do whatever you want with your time. If you want a visual to go along with all of this, go ahead to Instagram, look up myinvestmentleague.com. Look up My Investment League right there. Make sure you follow it, and every day we're posting a new post going over some type of money saving or investing tip or some type of motivational quote to jumpstart your thought process and start thinking about your money. You know what I'm saying? Because money isn't everything, but it helps you get a lot of things. And time is definitely one of them. And time is what we all value the most. We want more time to spend with our family, spend with our kids, more time sleeping, more times relaxing. And for most of us, we don't have that freedom of time. So that's why you want to get your finances in order so that you can do that. So today's ask yourself question is this: if I got laid off from my current job, would I be good? And the reason why I'm asking you that question is because of today's post, which says one source of income is not enough because one is too close to none, right? So if you're only working at one job right now and they were to lay you off for whatever reason, do you still have money coming in? Are you good? Are you good? Are you going to be okay? Are you panicking? You know what I'm saying? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. And if you don't know how you're going to pay for bills without getting a paycheck from your one source of income, now you need to start getting an extra source of income. And in yesterday's post and most of the previous posts, we talk about one, adding multiple sources of income, how to increase your income, and where you can get your extra income from. Just like yesterday's post, we talked about different ways you can make money, like driving for Uber or Lyft. You know what I'm saying? Starting a business, renting out your rooms or renting out houses. Multiple ways. Make sure you check that post out. But today's post, if you only have one source of income, it's not going to be good enough because one, you could lose your job at any given moment if the company feels like they need to scale back and you get put in that crossfire. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Unemployment's only going to get you so far. So with that being said, if you haven't done these two things, do it right now. One, find out how much money you actually make a month, and then find out how much money you actually spend a month. And when I say spend, I'm talking about things that need to be paid, like your rent, like your utilities, like groceries, like gas, your phone bill. I mean, that goes along with utilities. You know what I'm saying? If you have credit card debt or student loan debt that you're paying right now, you got to include that, right? So let's do some quick math so you guys can take a look. Let's pretend like you make $1,500 a paycheck or $3,000 a month, right? So you get paid $3,000 every month. Now you need to break it down. How much are you paying for rent or mortgage? Let's say it's $1,200, right? Let's say for utilities, you're spending about $300 on utilities. Okay, now you have to worry about gas. Gas. How much do you spend on gas every month? Let's say it's 300 bucks. All right, just because you're traveling all kinds of crazy. Then you have groceries. How much you spend on groceries? Let's say you spend $500 every month on groceries. And then on top of that, your savings, because this is a bill. I don't want you sitting here treating it like it's just something that if you have extra money, then you can save it. You need to save it and then find out how much extra money you have. So we're going to that 10% rule. Save 10% of your income. What's 10% of 3,000? 300. So you got to be saving at least $300 every single month if you're making $3,000 a month. All right. Where that savings goes is very important because if you don't have an emergency fund, you need to start building that up right now. And then if you need to ask yourself, how much should I be saving for my emergency fund? You need to take these numbers right here. Your $1,200 for rent, your $300 for utilities, your $300 for gas, your $500 for groceries, your $300 for your savings. You spend $2,600 every single month on expenses. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't include, let's say that you have a student loan debt or a credit card debt or whatever the case may be, and let's just add $200 into that mix. So $200 for extra. So you spend $2,800 every single month on expenses. That only leaves you with $200 extra for like real wiggle room. So finding out how much money you have for the next 6 months, you take that and multiply it by 6 for 6 months. You need to have at least $16,800 saved up, ready to be spent at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? You need to have that money readily available. How are you going to get that $16,800 with this job where you're only getting an extra 200? If you're taking that $300, right? You need 16,800 and you're saving $300 of that every single month. It's going to take you 56 months. 56 months to be able to cover that whole 6-month period. What's 56 divided by 12? It's going to take you almost 5 years to reach that emergency fund number, to be able to afford living without any source of income. So this is where the second source of income comes in. Let's say you get a part-time job and you make $500 a month, $1,000, or $500 a paycheck. So you make an extra $1,000 a month. So now let's say you have $16,800. You're taking that whole $1,000 a month into savings plus your $300. So $1,300 every month going into your emergency account. Now it's going to take you 12.9 months, or just over 1 year, to be able to afford that. So if you buckle down for a whole year, then you'll be able to have an emergency fund ready to go. And whenever you need that money, it's right there for you. Now the next thing is, one, are you going to leave that money in your regular personal savings account where it's not going to grow without interest? Or you can take it, you can start building your emergency fund in a high yield CD. Or if you want to be a little bit more aggressively, you can put it into the stock market where you have the potential to make it grow by 10%. So let's say that you're doing that, right? Let's go back to the previous post. Let me go ahead and pull up that calculator real quick. This is the APY calculator. So let's say that you start off just this month, right? So you're putting in $1,300 just this month because you have your part-time job, your secondary source of income, plus $300 from your main source of income. You're putting it in a CD, a high yield savings account, right? Let's go just 1 year. Let's see how much it does in 12 months. And every single month, you're putting in another $1,300. Every month, you're putting in $1,300, right? How much money would you have in 1 year? Calculation says $16,963. So you're over your budget. So if you buckle down and you put your money in here and you're saving $1,300 a month, not spending your extra income on stupid stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the biggest thing is when we get more money, if our paychecks are bigger than they usually are, we find that as a reason, an excuse to go splurge and reward ourselves by buying more takeout. You know what I'm saying? Buying things at Target that we don't need, you know? If you buckle down for 1 year, you'll have your emergency fund set. And then at that point, now you can just go do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Now let's say that $300 extra that you have each month is going towards a student loan debt. So now you only have your part-time job. You only have a part-time job that's paying for your emergency fund. This is the importance of an emergency fund. So let's actually do this. You have $300 that you're starting. You're putting $300 in a month, right? In 1 year, you're going to have $3,914. That's whack. Let's change it to 1,000. In 1 year, you're going to have $13,049 just from switching from using your main source of income to adding in a second source of income and using that to build. You're at $13,000 already within a year. All right. Now let's do it this way. Let's say we do this 1,300. We're investing it in the stock market. We're just throwing it into like an index fund, like, or some type of ETF like the SPY. And let's go on the lower end and say 8%. So we're getting 8% interest, and every single month we're adding another $1,300. Okay. In 1 year, less than a year, we're gonna have $17,646, way beyond our 6 months requirement of expenses. So one, this shows you the importance of one having a second source of income, and now you have a third source of income because of the interest that you're getting from the stock market or your CD account. That's adding more money to your balance that you didn't actually put in yourself, right? So let's find out how much money the stock market actually would give us if we did it this way. Okay, so if we started with if we're paying 13 if we're putting $1,300 in for 12 months, we're putting in $15,600 plus our original 1,300. We're putting in $16,900, and then the stock market gave us basically an extra $700. That's $700 that you wouldn't have if you just left it in your regular savings account and used that as your emergency fund. So you can have an account, or you can have one stock as your emergency fund stock, and then you can do the rest with whatever else you want. But having multiple sources of income is the key to this podcast. And you need to ask yourself, are you making enough money where you can afford to do this in less than a year if you don't have any emergency funds set up? That's the key. Add a second source of income so that you can reach your goals faster and protect yourself if anything was to happen to your main source. And that's where I'm going to leave y'all with this one. Make sure you know how much money you make a month. Make sure you know how much money you spend a month. Save 10% and treat that like a bill, not an extra expense. And find a second source of income to reach your goals a lot faster. So with that being said, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Have a good weekend. All right, y'all. Peace.